Good morning. Welcome back to Bookeemonsters. My name is PK. It is Tuesday, September the 24th. We're here to look at the new releases that have been published this week. On Tuesdays, we look at mysteries and thrillers. We look at the grittier side of crime fiction. Hope you had a good Monday. Quick announcements. I do have sprints tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern. They go for 2.5 hours. I live in the mountain time zone. I get home as quickly as I can from work, which means my start time is 6, but a lot of people are on the East Coast, so it does start at 8 your time. I do them Tuesday, Thursdays, and Saturday afternoons. Hey, KJ. It's my last day off. Oh, so back to just listening tomorrow. I hope you've had some good days off. That always feels good. Get some coffee going here. All right. Let's see. Other announcements. I am currently reading Friends, Lovers, Chocolate by Alexander McCall Smith. Second in the Isabel DeLucy series set in Edinburgh. I am very much enjoying it. The words just tickle my brain. And I'll be starting new release today by Andrea Penrose, the next in series in the Rexford and Sloan series. Yes, it's been nice. Probably losing my mind in a way. It's hard to get back in that rhythm again. Indeed. Let's look at crime then. On that note, let's look at crime. Not a whole lot, so we'll probably look at some more cozy mysteries. Tammy Hogue has a new one, Bad Liar. I think she's doing standalones these days. A murder victim dumped at the dead end of a lonely country road, face and hands obliterated by a shotgun blast, is not the way Sheriff's Detective Nick Forcade wants to start his week. His only lead takes him to the family of a hometown hero suddenly gone missing. Mark Mercier left his home for a weekend hunting trip and hasn't been seen since. Meanwhile, Sheriff's Detective Annie Broussard begins her first day back on the job after suffering a brutal attack by taking on the case of Belin Fontenot. I think this is in Cajun country. A mother desperate to find her grown son, a recovering drug addict. Robbie Fontenot has been missing for 8 days, but the local police have no interest in the case, telling Belin that any adult has the right to disappear and a missing addict is no big surprise. But Belin swears her son was turning his life around. Sympathetic to a mother's anguish, Annie agrees to help Belin, knowing she's about to start a turf war with the city police. As Annie searches for Robbie Fontenot and Nick investigates the disappearance of Mark Mercier, it quickly becomes apparent that nothing is as it seems in the lives of either men, and it's still not clear whether either or neither of them might be the unidentified murder victim. Old jealousies and fresh deceits, family loyalties gone wrong, and love turned sour all lay by a twisting trail that leads deep into the Louisiana swamp, endangering all who cross the path of a bad liar. And El Rio has a new one. This author has had big success in the younger crowd for the book If We Were Villains. I read it. It was so-so. Very dark academia, I believe, in the author's works. Every night, in the college's ancient cemetery, 5 people cross paths as they work the late shift. A bartender, a rideshare driver, a hotel receptionist, the steward of the derelict church that looms over them, and the editor-in-chief of the college paper, always in search of a story. One dark October evening in the defunct churchyard, they find a hole that wasn't there before, a fresh, open grave where no grave should be. But who dug it, and for whom? Before they go their separate ways, the gravedigger returns. As they trail him through the night, they realize he may be the key to a string of strange happenings around town that have made headlines for the last few weeks, and that they may be closer to the mystery than they thought. Interesting concept. Oh, it was a novella. The Hitchcock Hotel by Stephanie Rubble. Alfred Schmeddel is not your average Hitchcock fan. He is the founder, owner, and manager of the Hitchcock Hotel, a sprawling Victorian house in the White Mountains dedicated to the master of suspense. There, Alfred offers his guests round the clock film screenings, movie props, and memorabilia in every room, plus an aviary with 50 crows. To celebrate the hotel's first anniversary, he invites his former best friends from his college film club for a reunion. He hasn't spoken to any of them in 16 years, not after what happened. But who better than them to appreciate Alfred's creation and to help him finish it? After all, no Hitchcock set is complete without a body. I mean, that sounds creepy. Appropriate for the season. The Midnight Club. I like that cover by Margot Harrison. How could you leave the past undisturbed when it was hiding parts of you from yourself? It's been 25 years since the Midnight Club last convened. A tight knit group of college friends bonded, I'm sensing a theme here, bonded by late nights at the campus literary magazine. They're also bonded by something darker, the death of their brilliant friend Jeanette, junior year. But now, decades later, a mysterious invitation has pulled them back to the pine shrouded Vermont town where it all began. As the estranged friends gather for a week-long campus reunion, they soon learn that their host has an ulterior motive. She wants them to uncover the truth about the night Janet died, and she's provided them with an extraordinary method, a secret substance that helps them not only remember but relive the past. But each one of the friends has something to hide, and the more they question each other, the deeper they dive into their own memories, the more they understand that nothing they thought they knew about their college years and that fateful night is true. End of row one. Martin Walker has a new one. 17th in the Bruno Chief of Police series. A Grave in the Woods. Again, we're having a theme. When Abby, an American archaeologist, arrives at St. Denis on the heels of her divorce, she hopes to make a new life for herself as a specialist guide for visiting tourists. So when a local British couple discover a grave from World War II on their property, Abby is able to put her training to good use. As it turns out, in the grave are the remains of two German women and an Italian submarine officer who had a big secret to hide. The women are suspected of having had links to the German garrison in Bordeaux during the war. It's up to Bruno, just recovered from a gunshot wound earlier in the year, to unravel the mystery and its contemporary relevance. His task is made more difficult by the horrible heat-domed summer, which is raising the temperature for miles around, as unprecedented amounts of rain drench the Massif Central and threaten increasingly dramatic floods. As Bruno drills to the heart of the case, matters get even more complicated when both Abby's financially distressed ex-husband and a mysterious dashing Italian naval officer arrive with very different ideas in mind. Once again, Bruno is left to serve the guilty their just rewards, and his friends some sumptuous Perigordian cuisine. Jeffrey Archer has a new one. An eye for an eye. 7th in the William Warwick novels. In one of the most luxurious cities on earth, a billion-dollar deal is about to go badly wrong. A lavish night out is about to end in murder, and the British government is about to be plunged into crisis. In the heart of the British establishment, Lord Hartley, the latest in a line of peers going back over 200 years, lies dying, but his will triggers an inheritance with explosive consequences. Two deaths, continents apart, no obvious connection. So why are they both at the center of a master criminal's plot for revenge? And can Scotland Yard's elite squad uncover the truth before it's too late? Dot, 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 dot. Congo Nightfall, a David Rivers thriller by Jason Casper, eighth in the Shadow Strike series. When elite CIA operative David Rivers and his paramilitary team are dispatched to the heart of Africa, their mission is clear: eliminate the notorious terrorist warlord Chijoke Mubenga before he can unleash chaos upon the world. But fate has other plans. A streak of anti-aircraft fire lights up the night sky, turning a covert parachute jump into a nightmare descent. Stranded miles from the rendezvous point and deep within a hostile jungle, Rivers and his team are cut off, hunted, and desperate. In their quest for survival, they uncover a web of treachery that extends far beyond the Congo's borders. As they close in on Mubenga, Rivers uncovers a conspiracy that threatens to reshape the very fabric of global security. In a land where trust is a luxury and every path holds potential danger, Rivers must navigate his team through a maze of betrayal, drawing on every ounce of his skill, leadership, and instinct to outwit an enemy that always seems two steps ahead. The hunt is on, but in the Congo, nothing is as it seems, and the cost of failure is unimaginable. Counted Among the Dead by Anne Emery, 13th in the Collins Burke mysteries. The students at Father Brennan Burke's choir school have written a two-act play about the Halifax explosion of 1917. The last thing Burke expects is a series of threats against his school and his students designed to make sure they never perform Act Two. Then the body of a young woman, Trudy Ebbett, is found strangled in Halifax. A junior hockey player, a friend of one of the students, is the last person known to have seen her alive and is suspected of the murder. Lawyer Monty Collins, hired to represent him, cannot find anyone with a motive for killing Trudy. But Monty's daughter, Normie, who is a student at the school and one of the authors of the script, joins her dad and Father Burke as they look deeper into the case. And they begin to suspect that the death is somehow linked to the threats against the play and in the events of 1917. But how could something that happened so long ago be a motive for murder in the 1990s? End of row 2. Haunted by Kat Martin. 1898. Robbery, prostitution, and violence are commonplace in the fabulously rich copper mining city of Jerome, Arizona. But a brutal murder sets the stage for a series of strange events that will echo far into the future. 2024. Jenny Spencer's Copper Star Saloon and Hotel is one of the best-loved attractions in the popular tourist destination, but eerie occurrences in the newly renovated wing are souring business. Kane Barrett, the wealthy owner of the nearby Grandview Hotel, has his eye on Jenny. He'll help her any way he can, but Kane has problems of his own. A brutal murder at the Copper Star, entries in a dusty journal, and ghostly sightings at both hotels. Is the connection a figment of Jenny's imagination or a threat to her life? And who's causing trouble for Kane? As they work together to solve the mystery, Kane vows not to let anything or anyone, living or dead, stand between him and the woman he has come to love. And that's the end of those. Sort of a not a whole lot of regular mystery. A lot of them were, not a lot, but several were more horror oriented, and I don't do horror being of the season. So we're going to look at more cozy mysteries from yesterday because there's lots. And we had ended on A Gentleman, and here we are. A Special Kind of Heartache by Laura Elizabeth. Oops, sorry. Second in the Island Mysteries. Carl Jepsen, Mungan, maybe people will know much better than me. Mungan Island's amateur sleuth and her friends are beginning to prepare for cooler days and fewer tourists. But things change quickly with the arrival of a girls' trip vacationing at the cozy Rosemont Inn, an artist who uses the island's beautiful water views as inspiration for his latest project, and a career coach who seems to be interested in more than professional development. Could the vibrant residents who call this place home and the nearby bustling, quaint harborside stores shed light on what was found in the nearby dune grass? Carr will soon understand that truly being part of the Mungan Island community means she will have to rely on other people and put her helpful investigation skills to the test. Perils and Potions, a cozy fantasy. Why is this here? Yeah, maybe we'll put this one over in fantasy for tomorrow. It probably crosses both the genres. Murder in an Italian Cafe by Michael Falco, second in the Bria Bartolucci mysteries. Though she still misses her late husband, Carlo, Bria couldn't be happier that their dream bed and breakfast, Bella Bella, is humming along nicely. Of course, even on the stunning Amalfi Coast, things seldom run smoothly, like Bria's mother and mother-in-law dueling over a suitable communion site for Bria's 8-year-old son, Marco. Bria's also juggling demands of the famous chef Lugo, his producer Massimo, and Pippa, a member of the production crew who is staying at Bella Bella for a nice long-term stay until Lugo mysteriously dies on camera, a victim of apparent murder. But finding out who wanted him gone is no stroll on the beach. Bria soon learns that Chef Lugo's multimedia empire is at a make or break tipping point, and Lugo himself had racked up any number of enemies financial, professional, and very personal. Now, to save her friend's cafe from a ruined reputation, Bria must delve into the glittering surface of false alibis, pretty pretty lies, and not so glamorous hidden identities to catch a murderer determined to serve up another victim. Historical here by Emily L. Finch. Exhibition of Malice. This one's on my TBR, just haven't read them yet. This is third in the Samantha and Wyatt mysteries. London, 1862. Now that London's most notorious criminal has set his sights on her, navigating the scandal mongers and fortune hunters of society is the least of Samantha's problems. Yet, even the looming threat of Skinny Jim won't stop her from finding ways to put her new inheritance to good use. But when one of her philanthropist friends is found dead in what police say was a robbery gone wrong, she's certain he was murdered and she thinks she knows who did it. To find out, she'll need the help of the man whose proposal she rejected, a man she is beginning to think she can't live without. V.T. Wyatt would love nothing more than to win Samantha over, but first he needs to keep her alive, which would be a lot easier if she didn't walk headlong into danger. As Samantha and Wyatt find themselves drawn into a web of blackmail and deception, they must decide what price they are willing to pay to protect their secrets. Murder at a Scottish Christmas by Tracy Hall, sixth in the Scottish Shire mysteries. All Paisley wants for Christmas is for her new home to be finished, but it looks like she'll have to wait for New Year's Day. Whether the paint on the walls has dried or not, she'll host a feast for her 12-year-old son, Brody, Grandpa, and their black Scottish Terrier, Wallace, and friends, including police station receptionist Amelia Henry and her brother McCormick, whose black locks can fulfill the Scottish first-footer tradition that a tall, dark-haired man should be the first to enter your home on New Year's to bring good luck. But McCormick's luck is about to run out. During Hogmanay, when the Scots welcome the new year with dancing bonfires and midnight fireworks, he collapses as the sky brightens in a blaze of color. A shooter has used the noise of the fireworks to hide a gun's blast. Amelia is inconsolable, and Paisley vows to do whatever she can to help D.I. Sepher solve the murder, even if it puts her in the killer's sights next. End of that road. Lee Hollis has a new one. Death of a Gingerbread Man, 17th in the Haley Powell Food and Cocktails Mysteries. When the holiday season, with the holiday season in full swing, food and cocktails columnist and restaurateur Haley Powell has lots to check off her last-minute to-do list. Not included is the sudden arrival of her father, who hasn't been in the picture since she believed in Santa Claus. Dwight Jordan's presence in Bar Harbor might just be the unwanted gift that keeps on giving, especially after he becomes the top suspect in a case of Yuletide murder. As Haley plans a New Year's Eve bash while handling a hefty helping of family drama, she must lean into her closest friends to unravel a twisted mystery. Because the countdown is on to find out who killed the sore loser at the gingerbread house contest before Dwight disappears again, this time behind bars. And the more Haley learns about the possible culprits, the more she knows it's either crack the case ASAP or watch everything crumble like a stale cookie. Columbus Day Conundrum. Tanya Kappas has a new one. 10th in the Holiday Cozy Mysteries. Welcome to Holiday Junction, where festivals are lively but the secrets run deep and deadly. As the Columbus Day Festival sails into town, journalist Violet Reinhammer is ready for a weekend of parades, historic ships, and town traditions. But when a body is discovered near the beach and the festive cheer is overshadowed by murder, Violet finds herself navigating murky waters. With the streets bustling with tourists and rumors swirling like the autumn breeze, Violet must piece together clues before the killer disappears into the crowd. The town's festive spirit may be full of pumpkin spice and everything nice, but danger is never far behind, especially when everyone has something to hide. Will Violet solve the mystery in time for the grand festival finale, or will the celebration of discovery turn into her darkest journey yet? Cozy up with Columbus Day Conundrum, etc., etc. And that is what we have time for today. Tomorrow we will look at romance. I got my pre-orders of Haley Powell and Poppy McAllister this morning. Now the question is, will I be able to wait until December to read them? Well, you could sneak it into November. Yeah, I had 3 new releases, and I would have had 4, but I got that one early. It's a good day. Cajun, have a good day. See you tonight. Indeed, have a good day, Cajun. Thank you for being here. All right. Yes. So tomorrow we'll be looking at romance and probably more cozy mysteries to try to get through those. And I do have sprints tonight at 6 p.m. Mountain Time, 8 p.m. Eastern. They will go for 2.5 hours. Bring your own book, work on a project, or just close your eyes after a day. I provide the space and the ambiance music, and you do what makes you happy. This is self-care time for you. I hope you have a very good Tuesday. Hope to see you soon. Bring a friend. And as the banner says here, don't be a bookworm, be a bookie monster. Have a good day and God bless.